14th level get Revelation and Flesh. Man, sorcerers get 5 levels with
I've been
subclass
doing that since
features.
level 1.
This is actually why this is the Sorcerer subclass. This feature name alone. That's it. You subread it and like, I don't need to read anything else. This is it.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today you're probably expecting a spell review, but with the new Dungeons and Dragons core rulebooks coming out soon, I wanted to blast through as many of these subclass reviews as possible, trying to get these all done before the new ones come out, and we can talk about the differences.
That's a good plan.
With that in mind, we're going to start on sorcerers today, and starting with my favorite and the first alphabetically, the Aberrant Mind sorcerer.
Yeah, this is the sorcerer that's a little bit disturbed. This is the sorcerer that's gone and seen some things and have since turned into some kind of eldritch monster adjacent character. There's a lot of fun room to do cool stuff with Aberrant Mind, depending on, exactly what style of character you're looking for. I know you're playing this as Sorcerer the Sorcerer, which has stone nothing to do with all of the flavor that is packed into this option.
Sorcerer has seen some shit.
Sure, but he mainly makes poop jokes, right?
Yeah, and exposes himself. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, that's the more core identity, is the exposing of himself. This option, though, it does it covers a lot of the problems the sorcerer has with just its first level feature, and then past that, you're gonna, I think, have a pretty good time with it. I don't hate more or less any bit of this, at least from my recollection. Want to dive in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so start with your Aberrant Origins. I just wish every single subclass in this game came with these tables, and I really hope if they don't fix anything else in the next edition, just give us these on all the subclasses. Give us cute little D6 tables that go, hey, because you're a thief, you get this cool little, you got little a brand from whenever you got caught by a local guard or something, or in this case, you get options like a psychic wind from the astral plane carried psionic energy to you, and fate motes of light sparkle around you whenever you use your powers. That's cute. It's not at all game impactful, but I'm glad it's here, and then you can play around with it and have a good time with it. It encourages, creative juices, get them flowing.
Yeah, some of these are pretty scary. I do not like. I was implanted with a mind flare tadpole. Ugh.
Yeah, not great. I've seen the opening cutscene to Baldur's Gate 3. Not great. You don't want to be there. So, yeah, they're all wonderful, but they're all flavor. The actual meat starts to come in with psionic spells. And this feature is just something that I think fixes 95% of low-tier sorcerer problems. It says, starting at first level, you learn additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown in the psionic spells table. Each of these spells counts as a sorcerer spell for you, but it doesn't count against the number of sorcerer spells you know. Whenever you gain a level, you can replace one spell you gain from this feature with another spell of the same level. The new spell must be a divination or enchantment spell from the sorcerer, warlock, or wizard spell list.
Ah, it's neat that you get to draw from other spell lists, but I'm not sure I love being limited to divination and enchantment.
I mean, it really balloons out your options. This kind of feels like similar to Arcane Trickster or Eldritch Knight in that you get this specific pool that is a little bit different, a little bit more unique. I like that it's flavorfully fitting. And the core of it is, though, you're still getting the regular sorcerer spells. You're not losing any of those. You're not trading any of those out for these. You're just getting these as bonuses. At first, third, fifth, seventh, and ninth level, you just get one extra spell. And if you don't like this list, you're welcome to go and find other ones you do like. Honestly, kind of innovative for a spell of like a bonus spell list. This is an innovation that we have kind of wanted for a lot of the options that you go, wow, that spell list blows, moving right along. This one isn't even that bad though. I like this spell list a decent amount. So your first level options, you get Arms of Adar, Dissonant Whispers, and Mind Sliver as your choices. One of those things is a cantrip though, so I was like, why don't you just get Mind Sliver and then get to pick a first level? But neither here nor there. Which one did you pick on Sorcerer? Do you remember?
No. No, I picked Dissonant Whispers.
I like Dissonant Whispers. It's a good time. Second or third level, you get the options of Calm Emotions or Detect Thoughts. I like both of those spells a decent amount. I like Detect Thoughts a little bit more, I think, but Calm Emotions has plenty of opportunity to be awesome.
Yes. Don't remember which one I picked for Sorcerer for that one.
Fair. They're both kind of narrow and like when you would want to use them,
Yes.
comparatively at least. Fifth level, you get Sending or Hunger of Hadar. These aren't the best things in the world. I do like Hunger of Hadar exactly at fifth level, but the thing is, like, it's not doing anything that powerful. It's a 20-foot radius sphere that does 2d6 cold damage, 2d6 acid damage, and no light or other things can fill it. So it's kind of like a half damage fireball that makes a dark sphere. Yeah. It
I
sticks around
forgot
at
what
least.
Sending does.
Sending just sends a message to somebody. You just go
Send
like,
a
hey,
message. Yeah, all right.
somewhere on this world, I'm going to give you a phone call in my brain. Seventh level, you get a Vard's Black Tentacles. Delicious, on point, perfect spell for this option. And another perfect spell for this option, Summon Aberration. Yeah, all the winners, all the bangers here. And ninth level, you get Rary's Telepathic Bond or Telekinesis. Sure, you probably do Telekinesis, but you could do Telepathic Bond. The problem is you're not a ritual caster, so, not the best thing in the world.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, it's a good spell.
Yeah, it can be fine. I would much rather not spend a spell slot on it.
Yes.
So this entire list, honestly, entirely reasonable.
Yep.
I don't think we need to dive in to the enchantment and divination schools. Basically, you get to like build, mix and match your own sorcerer. You get to go and take whatever divination spells, whatever enchantment spells that you really like from those 3 lists, stick them on here, learn them for free, and have a good time with it.
Sure. So like, Hold Person is enchantment, right?
Let's Google Hold Person.
It's a second level spell though, and that's not one of these, so that wouldn't matter then.
So very specifically, the text of this feature says, whenever you gain a sorcerer level, you can replace one spell you gained from this feature with another spell of the same level. So if you had Calm Emotions, you could switch Calm Emotions out for Hold Person.
Okay, I see.
Make sense?
Yeah.
And you can do that with all the spells for the different schools. That includes Mind Sliver, I believe, also counts. So if you wanted to take like a divination cantrip instead of Mind Sliver, you could do that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking at sorcerer level, thinking spell level. My mistake.
Another thing I pray they change the next edition is just change the name of spell level. Just do it. Just call it spell rank or spell circle. Or I don't care. Not level. Anyway, we are not done with
cool feature.
Yeah, it's just
a lot of
free
good spells here.
We like free spells. We also like telepathic speech, though. So starting at first level, you can form a telepathic connection between your mind and the mind of another. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You and the chosen creature can speak telepathically with each other while the two of you are on a number of miles, or within a number of miles of each other, equal to your charisma modifier. To understand each other, you each must speak mentally in a language the other knows. This connection lasts a number of minutes equal to your sorcerer level. It ends early if you're incapacitated or die, or you use this ability to form a new connection with a different creature.
All right, well, that makes telepathic bond a little less enticing.
A lot less enticing. I don't entirely see why it's just not a mile. I don't know if like the difference between 1 to 5 miles, whenever you only got 10 minutes of it anyway, is going to make that much of a difference, unless people are like really booking it. Like monks definitely beat the 10-minute mile, but like, they gotta save some paper and shrank that, right?
Sure.
All things considered, though, like this is a known quantity. We've seen what telepathy does. If you look at Grey Old One, I would say this is about as good, and this also comes with free spells, which just makes this whole subclass a cleaner version of doing the Eldritch Horror kind of character, I think.
Right.
You'll use this to like communicate with somebody whenever you're delving into a dungeon. You'll do the whenever you're planning multiple points of attack at the same time. Whenever you're trying to goozle some people in a tavern. Whenever you're gambling or trying to make a rogue get a clean sneak away, so you can be like, all right, I signal this person to let the D&T to blow up the hole in the wall so it distracts the guard so the rogue sneaks in the main gate. That's the kind of utility telepathic speech has.
Yeah.
Not much to know about that otherwise. 6th level, we have Psionic Sorcery. At the beginning of 6th level, when you cast a spell of 1st level or higher from your Psionic spells feature, you can cast it by expending a spell slot as normal, or by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level, which is like a 50% discount. It's great. If you cast a spell using sorcery points, it requires no verbal or somatic components, and it requires no material components unless they're consumed by the spell. That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
This is like a super version of the meta magic that lets you do that, right? Subtle spell.
That's true. Yeah.
If you want to be someone that actually never uses spell components, you can take this and Subtle Spell, and then any spells that you don't cast from this, you Subtle Spell, and every other spell you use with Psionic Sorcery. Cute. Not the most powerful feature in the world, but it is a genuine improvement to your resources. Given that you got sorcery points equal to your level, you'll spend 2 on a spell, a second level spell, all day, every day. That's a great rate. And unless you're very much so in on a specific like twinned spell or quicken spell kind of build, I think a lot of the time you're going to be like, oh, my mana magic is fine, but I don't use it that often, so I'd much rather have these as spell slots. And then you'll just like throw out Minds or Dissonant Whispers for willy-nilly because they cost 1 point each. You'll throw out Hungers of Hadar because it just costs sorcery points, so it's not even really a 3rd level spell slot, and I can concentrate on that. Sure, why not? 3 sorcery points, go Hunger of Hadar. The fact that you can do 4 points for Summon Aberration does feel really great. Like, the discounts seem pretty excellent as far as like you're getting good spells here anyway, and you just get more uses of your good spells. That seems like a winning scenario.
And you still have the option to do meta magic instead, mix it up a little bit, do both. Yeah, I love this.
It's not like if this were the only thing you would get here, I'd be like, I don't really love that I'm only getting a feature that replaces a resource. But you also get something that's very boring but kind of decent, and it's called Psychic Defenses. So this is a 6th level. You get resistance psychic damage, but you also get advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. So you get a decent chunk of resistances in the... I'm sorry, not resistances. Advantages against things that fear you, like undead, or charm you like Fae. Not on every encounter kind of scenario, but does kind of hit the right power level, I think, whenever you're in a full caster class already that's getting bonus spells, that's getting discounts on those bonus spells. It all kind of adds together to be like, oh, yeah, this is super reasonable.
Yeah, Psychic Defenses is something I would be not excited about if that was the only thing I was getting, but as something tacked on to something I think is pretty decent. I would have been okay with Psychic Sorcery on its own, but I'm absolutely happy to get Psychic Defenses as well.
Yeah, sure, why not? Again, it's wild to me that there are some subclasses in this game that really do just get the equivalent of Psychic Defenses. That's it. That's their 6th level feature. Yeah, or less. 14th level get Revelation and Flesh. Man, sorcerers get 5 levels with subclass
I've been doing
features.
that since level 1.
This is actually why I do this is the Sorcerer subclass. This feature name alone. That's it. You subread it and like, I don't need to read anything else. This is it. This is what he's known for. Beginning at 14th level, you can unleash the aberrant truth hidden within yourself as a bonus action. You can spend 1 or more sorcery points to magically transform your body for 10 minutes. For each sorcery point you spend, you can gain one of the following benefits of your choice, the effects of which last until the transformation ends. You can see invisible creatures out of 60 feet, provided it is behind total cover. Your eyes also turn black or become writhing sensory tendrils. Ew. I love the latter. That's so awful. Another option, you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed and can hover. As you fly, your skin glistens with mucus or shines with an otherworldly light. You can gain a swimming speed equal to twice your walking speed, and you can breathe underwater. Moreover, gills grow from your neck or fan out from behind your ears. Your fingers become webbed, or you grow writhing cilia that extend through your clothing. Now, that's the actual Eldritch Horror one. The rest of them are just kind of like, oh, you're a merfolk. And finally, we end on your body, along with any equipment you are wearing or carrying, becomes slimy and pliable. You can move through any space as narrow as an inch without squeezing, and you can spend 5 feet of movement to escape non-magical restraints or being grappled. I freaking love this specific feature. I would love a subclass built all around this specific feature of turning into an ooze. I think oozing is fun, and this is an oozing feature, but it also has 3 other modes of movement and a bunch of reasonable additional bonuses you get. This is great. Huge fan.
Now, I'm not seeing any limits here. Like, can you do this all the time?
For a bonus, as a bonus action and for a sorcery point, you can pick any of these modes for 10 minutes. If you add more sorcery points, you can pick multiples of the modes. So you can be a sliming flying thing if you spend 2 sorcery points, and then you get 10 minutes of being a slimy flying or a oozy flying thing that can like fly through grates and stuff.
That's really neat.
Yes, this is a really cool feature. This is not a reason to get to 14th level with it, but you're a full caster. You have plenty of reasons to get to 14th level, but it is genuinely some really cool extra utility baked in. I think at this tier, it's not like revolutionary outside of, again, the ooze stuff is kind of unique, but the rest of it, yeah, sure, why not? When you need a swim speed, you got it. Whenever you need to see invisible creatures, that's the least likely to be used. You got it. Whenever you need a fly speed, the most likely to be used. You got it. No concentration flight is awesome, especially on a full caster. You can just like do the old wizard fly thing where you go, all right, I bonus action on my turn, get a fly speed, fly 30 feet up in the air, and then rain fireballs from the sky. Oh, they only have swords? Guess they're out of luck.
Yeah, but even if they have arrows or spells, I'm not in danger of falling to my death.
Yep. Big upgrade. The great feature.
Yep.
So far, we're hitting this out of the park. We end on Warping Implosion. At 18th level, you can unleash your Aberrant Power as a space warping anomaly. As an action, you can teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 120 feet of you. Immediately after you disappear, each creature within 30 feet of the space you left makes a strength save against your spell save DC. On a failed save, it takes 3d10 force damage and is pulled toward the space you left, ending in an occupied space as close to your former space as possible. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pulled. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again unless you spend 5 sorcery points to use it again or you finish a long rest. 5 is too many. 5 is too many for this feature. You can cast 5th level spell slots for that. And you don't want to spend, like with the earlier features. You don't necessarily want to. I don't think you'll often want to spend 5 sorcery points for this. It probably
no, but I like having the option. I mean, this takes something. Usually, a feature like this, you get it once per long rest, and that's it. I may never want to spend 5 sorcery points on it, but I like that I can.
I mean, this is very similar to the Thunderstep, right? Thunderstep is a 3rd level spell that you leave a space and you do damage around you, and then you teleport. And that one can bring a buddy. So this isn't, I don't think, a particularly powerful feature. It doesn't need to be. You're getting 9th level spells here. That's fine. This is just kind of like a gravy extra thing you get. Sure, why not? It sure is not going to reduce this thing's quality at all in my mind. The vast majority of the features you've gotten to this point have been awesome. And I've given you all the room you need to do exactly what you'd want to do with an Aberrant Mind Sorcerer.
Yeah, let's see. All right, so you're not choosing the creatures, right? This is like all creatures, friends, enemies, and whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
If you really want to stick the Barbarian inside a giant pile of angry, writhing sharks, this is a way to do that.
Yeah.
You can just be like, oh, I'm being swarmed by monsters. The Barbarian is nearish to me. Sorry, buddy. I'm in a warping implosion. I'm leaving. You and all of the other monsters around me are now in a giant pile. Have fun in there.
I mean, if you're talking sharks, this is an excellent way to go fishing. You're on a pier. All the fish within 30 feet of you are flapping around on the dock there.
Yeah, that's cute. At 18th level, that's how Sorcerer goes fishing. You can boil the sea, but I'll just yoink some fish out. That's the easier way to do it. The more humane way to do it. I mean, all things considered, this is like a resounding A, right?
Oh yeah. I said going in, this is my favorite Sorcerer subclass. And we have a bunch of reasons why.
Yeah, every feature we touched on does something at least interesting. And while I don't think the 6th level features are that remarkable, they're an expansion of they stretch your resources a little bit. They give you a bit of competition for your sorcery points, but you can use them in some ways that you're pretty happy to do a lot of the time, and you get some passive resistances that are whatever, but you'll take them. Everything else you get is just bonuses that fix Sorcerer's core issues a lot of the time. A lot of the time you don't have room for spells like Fly. At 14th level, you get all the speeds you could need. A lot of the time, you don't have exactly the spells you want or room for the cool flavor spells like Detect Thoughts. Well, this gives you it for free, as well as 5 other spells of your choice, right? Or 4 other spells of your choice. It takes most of the core issues of, I'm just a little bit under the spells I want a little bit more utility, I want a little bit more X, Y, or Z. This just hands it all to you in a very flavorful package. I'm sold. This is a fantastic option. You should try it if you get a chance. Bob, you'd endorse that as well, I assume, right?
Absolutely, yes. Sorcerer approved.
That makes it go down in some people's minds, but
a lot of people's minds probably. All right, well, that was Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. Thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for watching. Let us know what you think down in the comments below, and like, subscribe, all that stuff. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.